much pain. My heart hurts so.
Let's, are we on? Hello, welcome back to Liquid Lunch. We're here. We've got Colleen Lindberg here. Colleen, great to meet you. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really looking forward to this conversation because you phoned up yesterday and you told me some stuff that totally blew my mind. I'd never heard about this stuff at all. The Kolbe concept?
Kolbe.
Kolbe.
Kolbe concept.
It's about a third part of the brain.
You got it.
Okay, so
you ready?
What the heck is this stuff?
Well, the Kolbe concept is an index, so based around what's called conation. So most people have heard of IQ before, so intelligence quotient, so who we are cognitively in thinking and knowledge and learned ability. Then we have what's called an EQ, which is our personalities, feelings, affective, like how we are in like everyday world
What's
emotions.
that, like the emotional?
The emotional side to us, especially us women, huh? And then we have what's called the CQ, so who we are in doing an action. So that's what it is. We do processes every single day. We get up, we do our world a certain way, and that's what the Kolbe Index measures. Tells us in 4 different action steps how we kind of do the world.
Okay. So the IQ is one thing, right? And then the EQ is the emotional quotient, right? And then the CQ is the conation?
Conation. Yes.
Conation.
C-O-N-A-T-I-O-N. Conation.
All right.
So who we are in doing an action.
Where is this part of the brain?
That is a really great question. I have no idea.
Like, is it an actual part of the brain, or is it like just a way of measuring how, kind of?
Well, it's actually been proven. They had a press release in October that's proven out in Arizona because that's where a lot of it's based. So a lady named Kathy Kolbe created the concept of the Kolbe Index to measure conation. So in Arizona in October, they actually released with all the scientific data and research that it's actually proven to be a third part of the brain. So IQ and EQ are actually part of our brain. They're part of a process in our brain, how we do things.
It's not a physical part of the brain, though, but it's
it's like where it sits inside of the mind.
Right, so whatever that is.
I don't know that either.
I have to say I'm lost already. I think I'm missing that part of the brain. I don't understand what you guys are talking about.
You can't be missing it. You have it. So let's talk about conation is doing an action. So you do the world a certain way every day. So we have 4 different action modes in how we do the world. So one is called fact finder. So how we do research and data. Some of us need simple information, some of us need specific information. It all depends and it varies on a scale of 1 to 10. Then we have what's called follow through, which is how we patternize and process the world. So we either do things in a timely manner, we plan, we process, or some of us are so adaptive that we don't care about plans. And if anybody tells us we have to stick to a plan, we're like, I'm out of here. And then we have what's called quick start, which is ideation and creativity and risk. So how creative we are. There's people out there that are like all the ideas, they throw things out all the time, and some of us just stabilize the world. We don't want any change, we don't want anything to change at all. And then we have what's called implementer, which is tools and tactile. So how hands-on we are, whether we like to build things like a camera in three minutes, or whether we like to imagine what that looks like and envision it in our world.
Okay, wait.
You have a good memory.
I'm trying to get a sense of this. So you're saying those are the 4 basic types of conation?
Yeah. So action modes. So how we
action
do
modes.
things.
Okay, so people would then tend to be in one of.
So we have a number in all 4.
Yeah.
So it varies on certain degrees. So one of them is resisting. So 1 through 3 would be a resisting in that action mode. You have accommodating, which is 4, 5, and 6, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10 is initiating. So depending on where you fall in your numbers, let's say I'm a fact finder initiating, I'm an 8. That means I tend to do more research on things and tend to divulge into more detail than I would, let's say, in follow through and patterns. So depending on where the numbers fall tells me about you.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
and go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, in listening to you, I felt I was a little bit of each one of those things.
Yeah. So we all have a
So I
varying
guess
degree.
we're all
Yeah,
in that
of
way.
course.
Because, I mean, type A personalities, I don't know where they lie. I don't think they're in every one of those groups, per se.
So that's a personality. So that would be EQ. So that's a personality test. So that tests us on behaviorals. So how we are in environments, how we are as a person when it comes to like attitude and stuff like that as well. So that is a behavioral, which can change in any environment. So we have a burning house, we're going to run out of the house. All of us will be A-type personalities or dominant personality types because there's a fire. But
That's
action
an
and doing, we do
dilemma.
it the same way every day, always.
Because I'm a very creative person, but I'm also very tactile. Because I like to fix things and I'm good at problem solving. You know, I'm a mechanism or something. And somebody recently said to me, "You're so surprising to me. You're so creative and you're so artistic and stuff. I wouldn't know that you would know how to fix this." I said, "Well, you don't know me that well." As someone who's known me all my life, like my sister says, "You're good with your hands. You're good creative ideas." And I'm definitely into detail and fact finding, because that's what I do here. Yeah. And that's what we talk about, are facts and stuff. So it's like all over the place. Where do you think you lie in this?
Well, I'm still trying to figure this out a little bit.
There's not enough time, honey. Just tell her what you think.
I'm an
you are.
8. Okay.
What is the range? Is it out of 4 with each area?
Yeah, so it's 1 through 10. So in each 4 categories. So you get a 1 through 10 in one
so it's
category
40.
another. Well, yes, but technically no. So let's say fact finder. So you fill out an index, and then you get a number on fact finder, whether it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So you got to like answer. So and now you're sort of like, you work with this stuff, right?
Yep.
You help people
Yep.
with this information or
Yes.
this process or whatever it is that we're going to figure out
That
what it is
yeah.
by the time we get to
Are
the
you
end
gonna
of this
quiz him?
interview.
No.
Did you bring any of these like questionnaires so we can figure out what we
Can
are?
you do an aura
Do I have a
test just
color
by
that goes with
sensing?
this?
Can you
Do I-
can you score us already just
You
by
have
sitting
a
here?
lot of colors, actually.
Him?
No, it has to be put through a software system. So
Oh.
it's very like it's a huge algorithm attached to the index. It's not just like ABC. Here you go.
So you don't get like a label at the end. Oh, I'm a.
No, and it's not really like a test. It's like an index, because we
Yeah.
don't want people to think that they fail.
No.
Like there's no
Yeah.
true or
Yeah,
false.
there's
It's
enough
kinda like,
failure.
in the
Certainly
world.
They
in
didn't
my
really
life.
fail,
No.
Okay, so
ask me the questions.
all right, yeah. So when you're working with somebody, for example, like who would you be Would you work with companies or would you work with individuals?
I do both.
Yeah. Okay.
So I do business consulting in companies to put together teams for them to help them put the right people in the right spaces doing the right things.
Okay, so that's one of the applications of this, is that you can
Yeah.
match people up that work
Yeah.
well together.
Team synergy. So
Synergy.
we're able to
Yeah.
say these guys don't connect in a certain space because of
They don't
this.
think alike.
No, and
They
they
don't
don't
process
do
the
alike
same way.
either.
It's do. It's
So
do,
it's
isn't
do.
it? This is all about do action.
It's all
right?
about doing. So if you were to have patterns in your life and you needed things organized and structured, and he didn't, and you were put together on a team and he didn't understand that you needed structure and you didn't understand why he needed adaptability, that's where the conflict and tension comes in. And a lot of people, and it's been proven, absenteeism is based on conative stress. So us being in a position where we're actually not good at what we do in our jobs. So not even about the thinking part or our learned ability, it's about our doing.
It's so important to connect.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think you connect with me?
Yeah.
I think I
Otherwise,
connect
you wouldn't
with
be on the show.
Well, you're the boss,
what I mean?
baby. You're the boss.
Well-
It's ixnay and the necknay, for sure. But setting that aside, setting the reality aside, I actually feel I connect with you too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, this doesn't always work. It doesn't mean that I'm not good and you're not good at what you do. But if you don't connect,
Chemistry.
It's the chemistry.
Yeah,
now,
it's synergy, yeah.
can you use this for relationships?
100%.
Are you a
That's a
matchmaker
good point,
too, then?
isn't it, Marla? Yeah.
It's
you
a great point.
You guys get together after the show because
Yeah.
No, I think that's a really important point.
Well, it is, because if you don't understand what the other person, how they do life, then you can't. Like my boyfriend, I'm so happy that I have his numbers, because I wouldn't understand why he's so adaptive.
Oh, so you use the
So-
numbers to understand him, but if you knew numbers, would it help you select somebody like on eHarmony?
Yeah, well, think about this. If you're very hands-on, like it's really funny when we went through our course, she talks about if there's women that want a touchy-feely kind of man that touches her and that rubs her feet and stuff, go to Home Depot, because most guys who are high implementers hang out at Home Depot because they like to build things, they're tactile, hands-on. Therefore, most of them will also like to rub feet because they like the touch and tactile of it, or backs, whatever it is, your preference.
Okay, where else should women hang out?
Where else should we hang out? It depends, really, but
Bass players are good with their
Yeah.
fingers.
Oh,
bum,
they
bum,
are.
ba-dum, bum.
Yeah,
They-
there you go. So the music
Am I
world.
having some gentlemen laughing at me?
It's good. It's the
Okay.
crew. It's the crew, Mark.
And
They're
I
all
love that crew.
Join the show today.
I love those crews.
Okay, Colleen.
So how long have you been with your boyfriend?
6 months.
Okay, so that's
Here
new.
we go.
You got to double check those
He's-
numbers.
Wait.
You know what? We better get a DVD of this because I really want to watch this. Oh, great.
Did you meet him at Home Depot?
No, but almost. He takes me on dates to Home Depot, actually.
Really? Where did you
Yeah.
meet him?
I met him at a personal development event.
Well, that's the nice thing about Home Depot. You
Yeah.
can take someone on a date there. Right? They got food there now.
He takes me on a
Tim
Hot
tour.
dogs, fine dining,
This
fine
is my
dining.
favorite aisle.
They have
Yeah,
washrooms.
what's his favorite aisle?
Well, right now it's it's the plumbing department because he's trying to fix his toilet. So he broke a lot of different things trying to fix it already.
Yeah.
He likes to break things so he can fix them.
Oh,
Right.
is he sabotaging
No.
things
He
in
does
his
a
life?
lot.
Super
A lot,
tactile.
actually.
Super tactile.
Yeah, he's super.
Does he have an ego that he won't get a plumber and get somebody to fix it lickety split?
No, he'd rather do it. He'd rather figure it out on his own. So he's got this creativeness to him where he likes to have the improvisation and he just likes to break it so that he can fix it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And it's all variety for him. So
Right.
a new thing.
Okay. All right. Now, how did you get interested in this?
I was shadowing with an entrepreneur for a couple of years, and he used to do Kolbes for companies and for individual people too. So just being in his space, I just kind of learned the ropes and said, I want to do this. And
Did it
jumped
make
in.
sense to you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like what miraculous or, what amazing things have you seen helped by using this technique, this knowledge?
Well, it's like sometimes we don't realize that jobs are not supposed to be stressful. Like we're actually supposed to like what we do and love the world, let's say, quote unquote, right? And I've watched people transform themselves, moving from one position to another and now not having stress in their life. So they go to work because they love work now, not because they have to go to work for the paycheck. They go because they love to do it.
But that's so rare.
It's rarer now. But